Okay, good evening, everybody. We're going to go ahead and get the meeting started. This is the Board of Education meeting for Community Consolidated School District 46 this evening, Wednesday, May 13th, 2026 at 6 p.m. here in the Falcon Room at Frederick School. I need a call to order for our roll call to please, including our special guest student representatives to the board this evening. Caleb and Bennett, welcome to the board table. Go ahead.
Okay. Mack?
Here.
Braden?
Here.
Halverson?
Here.
Hune?
Here.
Miller? Absent. Nash? Absent. Weedman?
Here.
Arroyo? Here. And Peck?
Here.
Excellent, and welcome again to the board table this evening. Please join me for the pledge.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, thank you. I do need a motion to approve this evening's agenda with one adjustment to the agenda. We are going to strike the discussion of the board policies. That has been moved to our June meeting.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Okay?
Mack?
Aye?
Halverson?
Aye.
Weedman?
Aye.
Braden?
Aye.
And Hune.
Aye.
Okay, thank you. The agenda is approved with that one adjustment. Do we have any public comments signed up on our first round down there? Mr. Zayed? Nope. Okay, that brings us to the best part of the evening, the recognition portion. So first up, we have the Park Campus 7th and 8th grade girls basketball team. And who am I handing that over to? Yes, go ahead. Yep.
Like that? Okay. Tonight we celebrate an incredible group of young athletes, both the 6th and 7th grade and the 8th grade girls Park School girls basketball teams. These are two of my players, my 6th, 7th grade team, which it's so nice to be able to say 6, 7 in a room and not and not have it come up. I wrote that and thought twice about it. This season, these girls accomplished something truly special. They both went undefeated, and they both won the conference tournament. But what made these teams remarkable wasn't just the wins, it was the way they earned them, through hard work, teamwork, determination, and heart. They pushed each other to improve, supported one another through every game, and represented our school with pride and sportsmanship. An undefeated season doesn't happen by accident. It takes commitment at every practice, resilience in every challenge, and trust in each other every step of the way. These girls showed maturity, confidence, and leadership beyond their years. To our players, and I have to say especially these two, you should be extremely proud of what you accomplished together. You created memories, set a standard of excellence, and proved what can happen when talent and teamwork come together. Congratulations to our conference champions on an unforgettable season. We are all so proud of you. Thank you.
Congratulations to you all. That is wonderful news. You represent the district and our community wonderfully. We have a couple of little awards up here for you to come. Come on up. Come on up. Yeah, we'll give them. Yeah, congratulations. Congratulations. And how many do you need for the team? Do you know? 18? No. That way you can take it back. Okay, congratulations. Again, our next special group this evening is the Illinois Principal Association student recipients.
Yeah.
Dr. Glickman?
I'd love to talk about that. So last month, actually on, thank you. Wait, can we please have a hand for our wonderful coach as well? Thank you so much. And we know that more of our basketball girls would have loved to be here, but everyone's busy. It's May, right? So last month on April 22nd, we honored a very special group of students who were selected by the staff at their schools for the Illinois Principal Association Student Recognition Award. And this award is given to students who have outstanding achievement in leadership, academics, service, and character. Now, we invited all of the students who were given this award at a very special breakfast. We invited them all to come, but I was not able to know ahead of time who was actually coming, again, because of all of the special events. So I'm gonna invite, first of all of the students who came for that reason just to stand up and come step forward in front of the board, facing the Board of Education for a moment. Then I will give you more directions. Come on forward. Yeah. Someone's got to start. All right. And perfect. All right. Yep. Okay. Stop. Wait. Okay. Wait. Back it up a little bit. We didn't get to practice. Back it up. Okay. Perfect. Now you're going to face the board. Okay. Perfect. Excellent. So what you're going to do, you're already leaders. So I know that you can do this. We're just going to start over here. You're going to tell the board your name, your grade, and what school you go to. Right there. Thank you. Fabulous. Now I want you to turn around and face the people on the other side, people who came to see you. All right. We are all giving you a round of applause. We are so proud of you. I got to just tell you, this is a really big deal that people think you are so special that you deserve this award. And I'm excited for whatever happens for you next. And I'm going to invite you to come up to see Dr. Mack, and he's got a ribbon for you. Okay. Come on up. And one more thing I want to say to our students before this part is over. So yes, we are finished with this piece. I want to tell you that a little bit later, something special is going to happen tonight where we're going to be welcoming some new people who are going to be working in our school district. And because of that, at the end of the meeting, we're going to have cake. Now, we're going to do it at the end of the meeting because we actually think this is going to be a pretty short meeting, no pressure. But families, if you got to get home, we totally understand this would be the right time for you to get up and go. But if you want to hang out for cake, probably the meeting won't be very long. Up to you. We'll go ahead and continue.
There's always cake, always cake. Congratulations to our student leaders. That is a big deal, and we are very, very proud of you. That brings us to the presentation this evening by the Park Campus Leader of the Pack. So I will hand it over to Mrs. Wallace.
Hello, thank you again. For those of you who don't know, my name is Jen Voss. I am the Dean at Park Campus as well as the sponsor for our Leader of the Pack Club. These are made of 7th and 8th graders. Today I have 2 8th graders with me who would like to tell you a little bit more about what we've been doing at Park.
Who are we? Leader of the Pack consists of 7th and 8th grade working to help school activities, building a sense of community, and to foster a positive learning environment. This year, Leader of the Pack has been involved in many activities such as Future Quest, No Place for Hate activities, and volunteering at the food pantry. In February, Leaders of the Pack was invited to help create food bags for our local community. It was a morning of excitement and able to help so many families. For IAR testing, Leader of the Pack members create good luck bags to encourage a positive testing environment.
Future Quest was an opportunity for 7th and 8th graders to attend College of Lake County's Tech Campus and learn about all the classes they offer. It was a really neat experience. I went, and from my personal experience, it was awesome, and I feel like it's something that should be continued in the future. Social studies is my favorite because you get to do a lot of fun stuff like making propaganda posters, learning about World War II, and many other things about the past and mistakes that have been made and why we learn from those mistakes and how we have learned from those mistakes. The pizza is good because now they have added seasoning to the pizza, and that makes it a lot better, and it's like just that's made it better. The Helmet Lab is a favor for 8th grade because this gives you a really hands-on experience, helps with your problem-solving skills, and just helps overall with critical thinking, and helps you figure out more about the mind and like just safety, and it's a lot different than just a normal lab, and you get to do a lot of things, make modifications, and it just helps with critical thinking overall. The favorite PE activity is Variety Day because it offers all of the fun activities that we get to do over the weeks in one time. For example, basketball is part of Variety Day, volleyball, gaga ball, soccer, and sometimes badminton, and those are a lot of things favored by 8th graders, and that's why Variety Day is the favorable option for PE activities.
Leaders of the Pack has helped our students feel more involved. We as students have taken in considerations of our fellow students have their voice heard. We have been able to work with the staff members to help improve Park Campus as an excellent place to learn and grow.
Thank you very much for your time tonight. I hope you guys learned a little bit about what Leader of the Pack and our 8th graders have been up to.
Thank you very much. It's always uplifting to hear about those leadership activities that you're doing to guide at your schools. And we're going to continue on with that in a moment here. This brings us to the board report section of the agenda, and I will come back to our student representatives in a moment. This is an opportunity for board members as well as our student board members to share any additional reports tonight. I'll start down with Mr. Weedman.
I don't really have a report. I just wanted to say, as we're winding down the school year, congratulations for everybody that made it through for another year, staff included. And then I agree, seasoning on pizza is important.
I'll come back to me at the end, Mrs. Braden.
My only report is to thank all the students and parents who are here tonight. This is truly our favorite part of serving on the board, is watching our students thrive and excel and hearing their voices so that we can stay tuned in. And it reminds us of why we do this. This is what it's all about. So really appreciate you all taking the time to come out tonight.
Mrs. Yu?
Hi. So I just wanted to say, I know this is a little bit risky to bring this up since it's about next year in school supplies, but as people are cleaning out lockers and backpacks, sometimes you find that you've accumulated a lot of things that you want to get rid of. Avon Township is doing a drive right now, collecting any extra school supplies that people have. They also will accept new school supplies, but sometimes there's stuff that's still in really good condition that can be used by someone else. So that's over at Avon Township.
Mrs. Elverson?
I have no board report, but I just wanted to say thank you for the presentation.
Thank you. Student Representative Bennett.
To keep students engaged, motivated, and excited about learning at the end of school, K through 4th grade classrooms have incorporated themed learning transformations such as Star Wars Day, Superhero Day, and Lemonade Day. These experiences create meaningful hands-on opportunities for students to stay actively involved in learning while continuing to reinforce academic goals in classroom community. Our second graders have also finished up their economics unit, having students to create 10 items of their choosing out of paper, then built storefronts out of folders and filming commercials. Students started buying and selling their products. They learned about goods and services, producers and consumers, and supply and demand.
Student Representative Caleb.
Students are busy in 5th through 8th grade. Our 5th graders are completing their unit of differences between America versus British soldier. It was fun for them to learn about how different we were. 6th grade just completed their wax museum on Friday with plenty of sunshine to go around. They dressed up as historical figures and presented a short speech letting visitors know the highlights of that figure's life. Our visitors included park students, staff, and parents as well. Our 7th graders are finishing up the Civil War. They just finished the book, Stolen into Slavery. What a powerful book on the life of a slave. 8th graders are busy working on career projects. As part of our Human Intelligence unit in AELA, they research a career to demonstrate the different ways that people can be intelligent. Students will be presenting their careers to younger grades and families at the career fair Monday, May 18th. Stop by and check us out.
Thank you to both our student leaders as well as the other board members as well for their board reports. I have just a couple of things. Dr. Carmona, welcome to the meeting again this evening, our incoming superintendent. Thank you for being here with us again this evening. I also would like to extend my congratulations and good wishes on the end of another school year. As Mr. Weidman alluded to, I would like to thank our teachers and all of our staff, our community, our families, our students, everybody involved in making a successful year. We appreciate everything, and we, as Mrs. Braden said, we celebrate the end of the year positively with you. We also have a very special video clip to share this evening as Dr. Glickman approaches her well-earned retirement from public education. There was a resolution passed today in the Illinois legislature honoring her superintendency and her leadership in the districts. And we appreciate you allowing me to show the clip because I think it's important to show that. And we look forward to celebrating you as we approach your retirement. Mr. Atkins, please.
Today I'd like to talk about House Resolution 897, which is really important and personal to me because it honors an amazing superintendent in my district, Dr. Lynn Glickman, who is retiring after 7 transformative years, where she leaves an indelible mark on our community. From the moment that she arrived in 2019, Dr. Glickman led with heart. She launched the district's first 2-way dual language program, opening doors for multilingual learners and championing educational equity at every turn. Her dedication to every child's success was a top priority. When the world shut down in March 2020, she studied our district. When the pandemic threatened to leave our most vulnerable students behind, she fought back. Multilingual students in D46 recovered faster in math than their peers statewide. And that doesn't happen by accident. That happens because of relentless, compassionate, equity-focused leadership. Then, in January 2024, our Grayslake Middle School had catastrophic facility failures, HVAC failures, frozen pipes, and flooding, and it forced our middle school to close in the middle of the year, with over 600 students and staff having no place to learn. In just 4 days, Dr. Glickman and her team relocated an entire school community to the University Center of Lake County. Because she refused to let a single child lose a day of learning, when GMS reopened that April, the celebration wasn't just about a building, it was a testament to what's possible when a leader refuses to let her community fall apart. Dr. Glickman leaves behind stronger schools, a more equitable district, and a legacy that will be felt in every classroom for years to come. Thank you, Dr. Glickman, for empowering leaders, focusing on equity, and cultivating community. We wish you a happy retirement full of joy as the legacy you leave behind. Thank you.
Congratulations, Dr. Glickman. And I think that is a very appropriate way for me to end the board report section, and I will turn it over to Dr. Glickman for the superintendent's report.
Well, that's a little overwhelming. So, thank you, Dr. Mack. And I think the only thing I want to say about that really beautiful video is that it's important to remember, and I know we all do, that all of those efforts are team efforts. There's nothing that was mentioned that I just did. Those are all things that were done by so many members of our work community, our teachers, our administrators, and our families. So I just needed to mention that. But thank you. That was very kind. I would like to also thank our park students for being at the table tonight and for presenting. And I also, did Mrs. Voss just leave? Oh, she's right there. Mrs. Voss, thank you so much for your wonderful leadership of this student group. Thank you very much. Well, I have quite a few other things to talk about. The first is about the summer meetings, because I'm going to reverse something that I said at a prior meeting. We thought we weren't going to be able to be here in the Falcon Room this summer, but it turns out we can be. As you know, board, and everyone knows, the media center will be under construction. So we're not going to be going through the media center. We won't be using that door, but this door will be a door that we can go in and out of. And so we'll be able to use the Falcon Room without any disruption, which will be really very nice. And speaking of construction, a couple of things. First of all, thank you, park staff and students, for bringing over the beautiful poster of what's going to be happening at Park this summer. I asked them to bring it because we only had it here one day, and I just thought it would be really wonderful for us all to see a little bit about what that space is going to look like. We know we have 4 buildings that will have wonderful updates this summer. As people are leaving this evening, if you go out that way, you can also take a look at what Frederick is going to look like, and it's just going to be gorgeous. We can't wait. And speaking of that, I wanted to let you know, board, that we have started what are called OAC meetings, also known as Owner, Architect, Contractor meetings. These are weekly meetings that are happening. They give us a high-level view of the construction projects ahead. We're going to be reviewing progress, resolving issues ahead of time, ensuring the projects remain on schedule and within budget. So those have already started. The participants are some members of the cabinet and our architects, Wold, and also Bear. That's the firm that you hired to support the construction projects. And one of the things that we are receiving are 3-week look-ahead schedules, which is really wonderful, so that we know exactly what's going to happen 3 weeks ahead of time. I'm going to hand it over to Mr. Goldstein for a moment to talk about how that project is going to start.
Yes, we're actually starting midweek next week with disassembling furniture in our media centers. At the 4 schools that are being given new media centers this year, the other 3 will be done next year. So that starts next week. We've reached out to the principals. You'll see some trailers for storage of that on site midweek next week, and then demolition will start the following Tuesday after school is over. And we hope that the project will be done in early, right towards the first third of August. And we also have other projects going on, including exterior masonry work, some concrete work, and some other work that our teams are doing inside the building, such as replacing lighting, door hardware, security system, and intercom systems that have already begun.
Thank you. Other news, this week we had our annual Guardian Staff Advisory Committee meeting. Board, you'll remember that this is an annual meeting that we are required, actually, and are pleased to bring this group of people together in order to assist in the development of any student behavior policies and procedures, and then ultimately make recommendations to the Board of Education. So that meeting happened this week. We had 23 people present. It was a wide range of staff members, parent guardians and administrators ran across all 7 of our buildings, and we had 2 major topics that we were discussing. So we started together and then we divided into 2 groups. One group talking about electronic communication devices, the other group talking about disruptive and disrespectful behavior. So in that happened on Monday and it's only Wednesday. I don't have a full report to share with you this evening, but when we're back together in June, I'll have much more information to share about those conversations. Yes, school events, so much going on. There are 7 days left and we are packing them full, as we have been doing for about a month. I can tell you that I was able to go to an outstanding music concert at Woodview on Monday night. I was also able to get to Park Campus to see that fantastic, the statues, what do we call it? Thank you, Wax Museum, the Wax Museum. It was wonderful. I saw the Wax Museum out my window today over at Frederick, but couldn't get there. So much happening. Over the next few days, we have more concerts and art shows happening, orientations, field trips, field days, school dances we've already had. You name it, we are creating learning and fun out of it. So we're gonna do everything we can in these last 7 days. More to come, more fun to come. Board, I want to remind you about the graduations next Wednesday night, held at CLC, 5:30 at Park Campus, and 7:30 at GMS. And by the end of this week, I will be able to send you information about parking for you. Okay, so we know, and I know many board members will be there and many members of our cabinet as well to celebrate our 8th graders that we're so proud of as they get ready for high school. We have one more topic. It's really exciting. It's something we're very proud of, and I'm going to hand it over to Mrs. Gluck.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone, and I am really excited to share that we received some news last week that you will see a banner up here of District of Distinction, and I'm going to explain what that is. So the email shared with us that more than 42,000 schools and districts were eligible for this year's Imagination Awards. These schools were representing the best-in-class implementation and meaningful engagement with Imagine Learning solutions. We use Imagine Learning for both our Twig Science and for illustrative math, which is our K-5 math resource. CCSD 46 has been selected as the 2025-26 District of Distinction for its use of Imagine illustrative math. This award represents the highest distinction in our Imagination Nation customer recognition program. After program usage was reviewed for the current school year, our district met the rigorous usage and implementation goals that were required for District of Distinction designation. We were congratulated on achieving this high honor through the consistent use of Imagine IM, and we were welcomed as a citizen of Imagine Nation. In recognition of our accomplishment, we received this banner designating our district as an Imagine Nation District of Distinction. And it was recognized that this achievement will be impossible without the hard work and dedication of administrators, teachers, staff, students, and parents. On behalf of the entire Imagination Learning family, we were congratulated on our high level of commitment, enthusiasm, and perseverance. And I think this is exceptionally, it was so exciting because of the fact that we were in our first year of implementation using this resource. So thank you to our students and our staff and our administrators and families for helping to make this happen.
That is the end of the superintendent's report tonight.
Thank you, Dr. Glickman. Okay, that brings us to the consent agenda portion of the evening. I need a motion to approve the consent agenda, including the personnel addendum that was sent earlier today.
I'll move. I'll second.
Okay.
Braden,
Aye.
Hune,
Aye.
Halverson,
Aye.
Mack,
Aye.
and Weedman.
Aye.
Okay, thank you. The consent agenda is approved. We have a number of action items, and I'm going to pause at a couple of them to allow the relevant staff member to speak to it if necessary. The first one, I need a motion to approve the assistant principal contracts for Frederick, Meadowview, Prairie View, and Woodview.
I'll move.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Dr. Wilk and Mrs. Gluck.
Good evening. Good evening, everybody. I'm very excited to share some excellent news tonight. So a couple weeks ago, we shared that we would be hiring 4 assistant principals at our K-4 elementary buildings. In totality, we have to hire 5 assistant principals. Mr. Lazar here at Frederick School is moving on to another position where his kids go to school, so who can blame him for that? And so we're looking for 5 assistant principals. We posted the positions. We had 37 applicants. All of those applicants had to go through a video screening interview, which is a one-way video, which if you haven't done it can be very awkward. And then they went through 3 more rounds of in-person or Google Meet interviews. Unfortunately, we had one of our finalists bow out to take another position. And so we are excited, though, to announce our 4 assistant principals pending board approval. And so I'm going to share our first 2, and then Mrs. Gluck's going to share our second 2. First, we're going to share Frederick School's assistant principal. So everybody look at the cameras and wave, because Lisa Benegas, who will be the next assistant principal at Frederick School, currently lives in Florida. And so she couldn't make it up here. But she's watching. So we're very excited to welcome Lisa. Lisa is currently a 6th grade ELA teacher and department chair at Gateway Environmental K-8 Learning Center in Miami-Dade Public Schools. For the over 10 years, and prior to that, she served as a law clerk at the New York Supreme Court and served as a family guardian and ad litem. Lisa's work with MTSS, PLCs, and community advocacy has proven that she is ready to lead. And so we are excited to welcome Lisa. And Meadowview School, Jamie, could you come up here, or you got your hands full? No, I got it. Been there. All right. I present to you Jamie Parker as our new assistant principal at Meadowview School. Jamie currently serves as a teacher on special assignment for staff development in Title I here in CCSD 46. She is dedicated to ensuring high-quality, equitable learning experiences for every student. With an extensive background in curriculum design and instructional coaching, Jamie has demonstrated a commitment to building inclusive and innovative school cultures. We are excited to have Jamie as part of our leadership team. Thank you.
Thanks. Jackie, I know you're here. Come on over. Thanks. So we are pleased to introduce Jackie Rose as our new assistant principal at Prairie View School. With experience in educational leadership and a reputation for fostering collaborative, innovative school cultures, Jackie is a passionate advocate for both student success and teacher empowerment. Before moving back to the area, Jackie served as principal of Argenta Oriana Elementary School in Oriana, Illinois. There, she led a school-wide culture shift focused on restorative practices and social-emotional learning. Before moving into administration, Jackie was a kindergarten teacher and student assistance coordinator, where she worked extensively with PBIS, PLCs, and the school improvement team. Jackie, we are excited to have you as part of our leadership team. Audrey, come on up. So we're excited to announce Audrey Jurov, there we go, I got it, as our new assistant principal at Woodview School. With over 2 decades of experience in education, Audrey brings leadership and commitment to fostering excellence for all students. Audrey is currently a 6th grade ELA and social studies teacher here at Park School. Throughout her career, she has held several leadership roles, recently serving as assistant principal for Gurnee School District. Her diverse experience also includes serving as an LEA representative, serving as an instructional coach, and working with standards-based grading and extensive work with PBIS. Welcome to the team.
Okay, we do have a motion and a second.
Weedman,
Aye.
Mack,
Aye.
Braden,
Aye.
Hune,
Aye.
and Halverson.
Aye.
Wonderful. Congratulations once again to our new assistant principals. Congratulations. Congratulations. Okay, next up, I need a motion to approve the administrator contracts, please, as presented.
I'll move.
I'll second.
Any comments or questions? Okay.
Okay. Hune,
Aye.
Braden,
Aye.
Halverson,
Aye.
Mack,
Aye.
and Weedman.
Aye.
Thank you. Motion approved. Next, I need a motion to approve exempt staff pay increases as presented.
I'll move.
I'll second.
Okay.
Weedman,
Aye.
Mack,
Aye.
Braden,
Aye.
Hune,
Aye.
Halverson.
Aye.
Okay, thank you. Motion carries. Next, I need a motion to approve student-centered services as the strategic plan consultant for our next strategic planning session.
I'll move. I'll second.
Okay, I'm going to hand it over to Mrs. Braden to lead just a conversation.
Okay, so just a little bit of history. If you do not regularly tune in on Wednesday nights to watch board meetings, we've been looking at potential partners to help us with our strategic planning process because it is the centerpiece of how we make decisions and the work that we prioritize for our district leadership and staff. So we looked, we started with a pool of, Dr. Glickman, did we have? Seven, with a pool of 7 potential partners. We selected 4 and brought them in at our last meeting, and they each gave a presentation, and we were able to ask them questions. We used a rubric that had our selection criteria to really to look at each of the 4 through the lens of those criteria. And I would just like to comment that I felt that stakeholder engagement was something we're keeping a really close eye on because the quality of a strategic plan and the relevance of a strategic plan is highly dependent on the voices that get to contribute to the plan. And we felt that this was a very important piece of the puzzle to make sure that everyone in our community, whether you have kids in our district, whether you work for our district, you live here, work in the district, whatever your relationship is to our district community, that you have the opportunity to share your perspective on the future of the district. And so I think the partner that we chose was very impressive in terms of the methodology and extensive nature of stakeholder engagement. We also looked at their process, the level of support for implementation, the fit of and credibility of the facilitators, inclusion of the board, and as always, price and value is very important to us because we need to be good stewards of our budget and resources. So the vendor that we selected was, SCS, which stands for, I got to go back to the agenda because I was looking at the rubric, Student-Centered Services. We're excited to partner with them. They met all of our criteria with flying colors. And so tonight we do have a contract, but we also wanted to talk with the board about the portrait of the graduate option, as well as potential follow-up support after the plan, which right now the scope for today is without those, but we wanted to just get discussion on where we see those fitting in, and do we want to bring those for an addendum in the June meeting, just to make sure we get everything locked down. So I guess I'll invite discussion of just any comments you have on our choice and thoughts about inclusion of those two pieces into the contract.
In terms of the portrait of a graduate, not having been through this process before, am not sure of how intensive that would be for us to do that, like just kind of balancing out like the cost of that versus like what might be something we could perhaps produce. I'm not sure about that process.
Okay, that's fair.
So I can't speak to some of that, but I do know that most of the districts, at least in the area, who have Portrait of a Graduate have included that as part of their strategic plan process. It would still be pretty time intensive whether we did it with it or without it. So it's something that, you know, will help the district create, what it does is it helps to create outcomes that we would want our 8th graders as they leave our district to go to 127, what we would want them to encompass. So it kind of helps to guide typically alongside your mission and your vision and your values.
Dr. Carmona, would you like to weigh in on the Portrait of a Graduate for us?
Good evening. It's not just that many school districts are using this or introducing or including the Portrait of a Graduate. The reason why is because the strategic plan gives you the roadmap. The actual Portrait of the Graduate gives us the destination. Where is it that we're going? Amy talked about the idea of outcomes and looking at the outcomes, but when we establish a Portrait of a Graduate, it gives us the specificity about what is it that we need in order to hit those outcomes. And specifically also a part that I like about the process of the Portrait of a Graduate is that involves the stakeholders in that process, so that we have our teachers, our staff, we have parents, we have members of the community participating in that process and telling us what is it that they want the students to look, feel, and sound like when they graduate from our district. The third part of it, which is, I think is also very important, is that at the end of the day, for many years in education, we've been concentrating exclusively in test scores. And don't get me wrong, they're important. But we also know that workforce development outside are looking at skills or other skills that students have, those soft skills that actually are important nowadays, even more important sometimes than student outcomes. So what the Portrait of a Graduate allows us to do is to have a balance between those two things and give us the why and the reason why we're doing this. And like I said before, it's not just the roadmap of the strategic plan, it gives us the specific purpose and make it more about the human and the person, in this particular case, the students, rather than just the outcomes of the test scores.
Thank you, Dr. Carmona. Is that helpful, Maureen? And okay, great. So, other questions about inclusion or comments?
Yeah, I just had another question also, being new to this process. The Portrait of a Graduate seems like that explanation was very helpful. And then is part of the strategic plan, is it built in how we measure that success? Is that part of the strategic plan? Is it part of the portrait? I'm just wondering if you could clarify that, or maybe this isn't the right time to ask this question, but.
Yeah. I would say if you get so as Dr. Carmona shared, the more specificity you have in the portrait, the easier it is to measure. So it should lend itself to metrics pretty easily if it's a high quality one, but you might have more to share on that, Dr. Carmona.
Yeah, thank you. The reality is what the portrait gave us is a really a really nice guidelines of what is it that, how the district should make decisions to hit those goals, specifically about the students, which is the whole purpose of having a school district is to serve students. So if you decouple the two of them, what you're gonna end up is with a roadmap specifically about outcomes without taking into consideration the inputs necessary in order to hit those outcomes. So to think about this is you can have a great guide in having a strategic plan and may or may not hit the targets that you want with the individuals, in this particular case, our students. But if we leave it outside, then that means that we are not very specific and strategic in how decisions are made. I'll give you an example, curriculum. When we think about curriculum, if there's any curriculum adoption or any curriculum enhancements, the strategic plan linked with the profile of the graduate will tell us exactly how we are going to make decisions about that particular curriculum, specifically about the soft skills that are necessary for us to hit those goals. So potentially we could do the roadmap, just a strategic plan without the portrait of the graduate, but I would highly recommend the district to include it because it will give us, especially with the inputs from the community, exactly what is it that we want our students to look like and be able to do by the time they graduate.
Thanks. And Dr. Carmona, can I keep you there for a second? Thoughts on the implementation support after the plan is completed? What are your thoughts on including that in the contract as well?
I'm going the opposite way on this one. I actually do not think we need that. Actually, I feel like with the team and the experience that I have with the strategic plan, this is something that we can do on our own. It develops, if we do the plan properly, which I think the company, and I'm glad that we went in that direction, I think they have a lot of experience, and what they have said, specifically when it comes to the portrait of the graduate, is that they continue follow-ups along the way with the portrait of the graduate, which is the one that I'm very excited about. I don't think the implementation component is necessary, and it's a cost that I don't think we need to include in this proposal, as we can actually do it ourselves.
Thank you. Yeah, and I would agree with that. I think we've developed some good discipline over the past 5 years since the last strategic plan. And so our Dr. Carmona will be new, but our existing cabinet and district leadership has been in a good rhythm for the past 5 years. So I think, you know, that part is demonstrated that we can do it. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I'm okay with what Dr. Carmona recommended. I like I think you put it in a good perspective as far as the portrait of a graduate is being able to tie it into the outcomes, much like we gives us another thing to tie into what we do. Like we've been tying in our policies over and over again and everything we do to make sure it all aligns. I think having that probably is just another wheel on the cog. I think it'll work.
And I think I know I've talked to so many teachers, staff members, community members who really want to think about something beyond the test score. And I think it's important to provide that, to humanize this, and to be more descriptive versus try to quantify everything. So I like that addition as well.
I don't have anything to add. I'm supportive of that as well, doing the portrait of graduate and leaving out the follow-up one. So I think it's all been said. Can I amend that motion now, or do we need?
Well, we don't have the contract.
Oh,
to
with
go
that in. Okay, so
here's
just this.
What I would advise is that you vote on the contract that you have, and then we can just bring an addendum to it that includes the portrait of the graduate in the future. This way you have a contract with SCS.
Okay. Okay, we do have a motion, and we do already have a second, so.
Yes. Halverson?
Aye.
Mack?
Aye.
Braden?
Aye.
Hune?
Aye.
And Weedman?
Aye.
Thank you, motion carries.
Before you continue, I know it doesn't affect the vote, but do our students have any questions
you.
about this process?
Yes, thank you.
This was the one topic we thought, okay.
This was the one thing that this company seems to do really, really well, and pull in the student voice as stakeholders during this project. So when we launch the strategic planning coming up in the fall, we hope and want and would love to see a really strong student voice. Do you have any questions?
Including our recent graduates.
Yep.
So, and to be specific about that, guys, what that means is that there will be students who will be invited to meetings to sit in with the adults to make recommendations and actually make decisions for the future. So we're really excited about that. Okay. No questions from you?
No questions.
Okay.
Okay. Next on the action item, I need a motion to approve the extension for the auditing services with Baker Tilly US LLP, which we do every year.
I'll move. I'll second.
Okay.
Mack,
Aye.
Braden,
Aye.
Halverson,
Aye.
Hune,
Aye.
Weedman,
Aye.
Okay, motion carries. Next, I need a motion to approve the quote for the assembly, disassembly, and storage of media center furniture as it has been presented.
I'll move.
Second.
Okay.
Hune,
Aye.
Braden,
Aye.
Mack,
Aye.
Weedman,
Aye.
and Halverson.
Aye.
Okay, motion carries. Next, I need a motion to approve the resolution for a Lake County School Facility Occupation Tax.
I'll move.
I'll second.
Okay, I'm going to hand that over to Mr. Goldstein for just a little conversation.
This was first brought to the board in November of last year. It is a proposal that is put before the Lake County school districts. Boards need to decide if they are voting yay or nay to put this on the ballot in November. So we are not tonight deciding if this is going to be imposed on the sales tax in the county. It's a matter of us letting the ROE know that our district is in agreement on putting it before the voters in November to decide whether this passes as a referendum. This does have a financial impact on the district and will help supplement revenue for the district to take care of projects such as health, life safety projects, help also possibly abate debt service in the future. And it utilizes sales tax as a means for that rather than continuing to rely pretty much solely on property taxes and declining state revenues from grants. Happy to answer any other questions regarding this.
Other questions, Ms. Braden?
Can you remind us, I knew this but forgot, other counties that have already implemented
There
this?
are many counties throughout the state. I don't know of them off the top of my head, but can certainly share them. Yeah. And, yeah.
Okay.
Weedman,
Aye.
Mack,
Aye.
Braden,
Aye.
Hune,
Aye.
and Halverson.
Aye.
Okay, thank you. Motion carries. Next, I need a motion to approve World Architects contract for summer 2027 work.
I'll move.
I'll second.
Mr. Goldstein, you want to speak to this one too?
Yes, so this is the next phase in our project, our educational adequacy study. So this will begin the process for the work for next summer. We're well into the construction part of this summer. Our work next summer will include guardrail at select locations, staff restroom renovations, our second portion of the media centers, casework repair and replacement, as well as ventilation improvement in occupied spaces and exterior wall improvements. So the scope covers over about $1.1 million with construction costs of $845,000. So this is just would fall under the master contract with Wold at their rate that was negotiated at the time of their hiring, as well as any reimbursable expenses that happen as the project goes along. Again, this will all be funded through the referendum of 2024, as well as some minor projects funded through local funds through the Operations and Maintenance Fund.
Okay.
Weedman,
Aye.
Mack,
Aye.
Hune,
Aye.
Braden,
Aye.
and Halverson.
Aye.
Okay, motion carries. Next, I need a motion to approve the treasurer appointment.
I'll move.
Second.
Mr. Goldstein?
Yes, just a minor, something that happens every year is the board needs to appoint a treasurer. It's typically the CSBO of the district. Mr. Wildman is on leave right now. I'm acting as the treasurer. The board will be making a motion to, has made a motion to approve me as treasurer, and then also approve Mr. Wold as of 7/1 through 6/30 of next year. And then obviously he'll bring that before the board at this time next year to continue that.
Okay.
Okay. Halverson,
Aye.
Hune,
Aye.
Braden,
Aye.
Mack,
Aye.
and Weedman.
Aye.
Okay, thank you. Motion carries. And finally, I need a motion at the end of the school year to approve the final school calendar for 2025-2026. So there you have it. I need a motion for that.
I'll move.
Second.
Okay. I don't think we have any questions about that one.
No.
School's
Braden,
ending.
Aye.
Halverson,
Aye.
Mack,
Aye.
Weedman,
Aye.
and Hune.
Aye.
All right, thank you. That concludes our action item list. We do not have any unfinished business on the agenda this evening. We do have two new business items. The first one I'm going to hand over to Mrs. Bogren, the Summit K-12 Connect to Literacy discussion.
Yes, thank you so much, Dr. Mack. I am here for the submission and consideration for a recommendation to purchase a one-year contract with an organization, Summit K-12 Connect to Literacy. At the beginning of this year, I'm sorry? Oh, I heard something that no one else heard. At the beginning of this school year, in collaboration with my multilingual colleagues, we reviewed possible tools to replace an existing tool that was quite costly. And we landed on this particular product that both demonstrated a cost savings measure, but also an improved tool. It's a supplemental resource that will be accessible in through classroom instruction and small group work potentially, or also in WIN. This particular product is designed to support our multilingual learners in their continued journey toward English language development. It does allow for an amazing cost savings of $42,620, $42,620, with each student having access to this supplementary resource. Another reason by which the team really appreciated this opportunity is because not only will it support the English language development acquisition of our scholars, but as part of the package of the contract, this company also provides licenses for those students' parents who also may be on their own language acquisition journey, and that is part of the entire package. So we ask that the board this evening consider this opportunity to replace what we currently use, which is called Flashlight 360, with this new resource that is called Summit K-12 Connect to Literacy.
Any comments or questions from board members? No?
Just a quick
Mr. Weedman,
question,
yeah.
if I could. This was brought about because, not because of a financial issue, but because of the team thought that the tool that was used to do the measurement wasn't working well.
That's right. The current tool that we have only exercises and practices 2 of the 4 language domains that exist. So the current tool is exercising listening and speaking, and the new proposed tool exercises listening, speaking, reading, and writing. So it's a much more comprehensive tool that allows for improved progress monitoring that we can then report out to our multilingual families on how their scholar is acquiring in all 4 of those language domain areas.
Okay, thank
So
you.
it's like an added bonus to have the savings.
I just want you guys to have the tools that you need.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Okay. Okay, next up on the new business is the board meeting calendar for 2026, 2027. And who am I handing that over to? Just us, me, myself. I'll hand that over to Dr. Mack. Hold on, I got to open up the link. I had that open up earlier. Okay, this typically is what we go through each year to look at for the dates for next year. And if I can scroll down, you should have that in the board pack, beginning with, it looks like, July 8th of 2026, and each of the months are listed there. Were there any questions or concerns about any of the dates as listed?
And that wasn't fair of me because actually the memo did come from me.
That's fine.
So
That's
I
fine.
will
I'll
point
take
out-
it. I'll take it.
It's all right. I will point out to board, the proposed calendar has one meeting in July, one meeting in August,
Mhm.
2 meetings in September, October, and November, 1 in December, 2 in January, 2 in February, 1 in March, 2 in April, 2 in May, and then 1 in June. This year, there were originally 2 scheduled for June, and we realized we really didn't need 2 in June, and so the idea was, why don't we just narrow it down and only have 1 in June next year?
And the only thing that I would add to this, but we don't know this just yet, is those 2 dinner meetings with the IASB, which tend to fall on Wednesdays, although that meeting has not yet occurred for those to take place. That won't happen until the end of the summer, when that committee that I'm on meets for that. It's very exciting. We decide on 2 meeting dates, and it may not be on Wednesdays. It could possibly be another night, so I would bring that to the board as potential to, if that conflicts with anything, although hopefully it won't.
I'm assuming these work for you, Dr. Carmona? Okay.
Mhm. Okay, then we'll bring that next time around. We do not have the board policies on this particular agenda. As I mentioned earlier on, we're going to move that to the June meeting. That brings us to topics for future agenda items, which includes the board policies.
Yep. So the next meeting will start at 5 o'clock with the policy committee, and then discussion of policies at the board meeting. The June 10th meeting will be a finance committee meeting board. As has been mentioned, the last 2 meetings, there will be the preliminary budget will be shared by Mr. Goldstein, and the board will be able to ask any questions about that budget. We'll also be doing an update on the existing strategic plan. So this is not about the new one that you'll be working on next year, but talking about the goals that we've been working on throughout these past few years, and specifically what was accomplished this year. We'll also have our Resource Conservation Committee meeting. Our Resource Conservation Committee will do a report on June 10th. And we're bringing 2 approvals to you, that Summit K-12 contract approval that Mrs. Bogren talked about tonight. We'd also like, with your permission, we'd like to bring an approval for a new marquee at Prairie View, an electric marquee, correct? Right? You see some cheering in the back. So we typically do like to bring you, topics for discussion at one meeting and then an approval at the next. However, we'd really like to bring the approval to you right away on June 10th once we have that, the contract and all ready to go, simply so that the work can get done. And I believe, if I'm correct, Mr. Murray, some of that will be paid for out of school funds, district funds, and some out of PTO funds, correct? Yeah. Yep. So board, is that okay if we bring it to you right for approval? Okay. They said yes. All right.
No more plastic numbers on the little sign there? No more.
And the only thing I'm going to say right now is that regarding the July 8th meeting is that it will be Dr. Carmona's first official meeting, which will be very exciting. And we know that policies will come to the board again for approval at that meeting. And I'm going to guess that between now and June 10th, when Dr. Carmona and I are meeting, we'll talk a little bit about what else will be happening on July 8th, so I'll be able to share that with you on June 10th. And that's it for now.
Thank you, Dr. Glickman. Do we have comments, public comments signed up?
We do.
We do.
Coy Flores?
Just a reminder for public comments, this is a time for the board to listen and reflect upon the comments. We do not respond to public comments from the board table, and we will get back to you with an answer as needed.
Good evening. I want to speak tonight regarding the district's decision to not publicly present a preliminary budget at this meeting. Over the last 4 years, this district has publicly presented a preliminary budget during an open board meeting prior to the formal public display and adoption process. Those presentations occurred in May of 2022, 2023, 2024, and 2025. While those presentations may not have represented the final budget, they provided the board, staff, and community with an important early look at the district's financial direction. This year, that practice has changed. I appreciate Mr. Goldstein's explanation that he requested additional time to more thoroughly review expenditures, staffing, and budget assumptions before presenting the budget publicly. Thoroughness and accuracy are important, but transparency is equally important, especially during a year marked by staffing reductions, financial uncertainty, and heightened concern from employees and the community. The district has already moved forward with position reductions, staffing reassignments, and the hiring of 4 new assistant principals. If there is enough confidence and accuracy to make those significant staffing decisions, there should also be enough information available to provide the board and community with a preliminary budget presentation. Moving forward with major personnel decisions while delaying public budget discussion creates understandable concerns about transparency and process. I also want to respectfully point out that while Mr. Goldstein stated this adjusted timeline reflects the approach he has used in his previous districts, District 46 is facing a unique financial moment. Our reserves are at historic lows, positions have already been cut, and staff and community members are looking for clarity about the district's financial direction. In a year like this, maintaining long-standing practices of openness and early public discussion becomes even more important. Following the long-standing practice of publicly presenting a preliminary budget in May would not have prevented further refinement before final adoption. Instead, it would have allowed stakeholders additional time to understand district priorities, ask questions, and participate meaningfully in the process. Thoroughness and transparency are not mutually exclusive. In fact, during difficult financial times, they should go hand in hand. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Flores.
Edwin Vargas.
Hi, I'm new to this. This is the first time I'm actually attending to one of these meetings. So I just want to introduce myself really quick. I've been living in District 46 for over 26 years. I had all my kids, 5 kids, attend schools, and grandkids currently attending District 46. I work for the assessor's office, a deputy assessor's office in Avon Township. So I've been there for 7 years. Just one quick look. As of February 6th, I stopped working there. I just want to make sure that we are, as homeowners, we're going to take the blunt of whatever decisions of we are taking on any resolutions on basically any money that's needed to do whatever is going on, which I don't know exactly what's going on. But what I'm trying to get to right now is that make everyone aware that at the assessor's office, this year is a quad year, okay? What that means is a quad year is the Avon Township assessor has to evaluate every parcel, okay, of your house. And right now, that office has no staffing, okay? And when I say a staff that is knowledgeable, I'm part of 3 people that got fired for disagreements, okay? So I want to make sure that as now that I'm on the other side, okay, I want to make sure that the public understands that it's coming out of our pocket. 79%, 80% of our taxes, property taxes, okay, is going to go to the districts, the school districts. I hope everybody knows that. And when you get your blue notice, it's coming straight from the Avon Township Assessor's Office, okay? Then we have 30 days to appeal, okay? And which I know for a fact that our houses are going to be increases in value, which that's going to make an increasement on our taxes. Year per year, since I worked there in the last 7 years, I looked at least my mortgage payments increased double at this point, from going from $1,100 to right now to almost, I'm talking about $2,100. And with 2 incomes and a family of 5, okay, and with kids going to going to college, I have 2 kids going to college. I just want to make sure that the residents, okay, are aware that we need to participate in those board meetings as well. Township meetings are very important, okay? Just so happens that I came here for a different occasion, but I'm here to also give knowledge, because provide knowledge to everyone. This year is a quad year, which means, let's say, I'm going to put myself for example, I appeal on my house, and it has to be the same neighborhood, then the same type of house, same square footage, apples for apples, per se. So if the person that's doing this job right now is not fully staffed, or if they have the staff that have no experience, we are going to be paying as a homeowner, we are going to pay the whatever errors are being made. Or if the assessor, the Avon Township assessor, right now says, I'm just going to let it ride till next year, and whatever changes makes this year, because it's a quad year, is going to stick for 4 years. So your house value is not going to change for 4 years if you win the appeal, which typically, being in the office, if it's a hearing and you go to a hearing, you appeal for the value of your house, and you win that appeal, those rest of those 3 years, the value of your house will not change, okay? So I just wanted to make sure that everyone understands that this year is going to be a very important year, and when you get your blue letter notice, to look into it and question it, because I am questioning it, because I know what's in that office right now. There is people there have not 1 year of experience, at least, not even that yet, okay? And 4 people were fired, so that's pretty much it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Vargas. Okay, we do have a closed session this evening. I need a motion to enter into, we will have cake before we go into closed session, but I do need a motion to enter into closed session, and I've got a couple of exemptions to read here for this. I need a motion to go into closed session in accordance with Public Act 5 Illinois CS 120/2, paragraph C1 of the appointment, employment, compensation, discipline, performance, or dismissal of specific employees of the public body or legal counsel for the public body, including hearing testimony on a complaint lodged against an employee of the public body or against legal counsel for the public body to determine its validity, and in accordance with Public Act 5 Illinois CS 120/2, paragraph C2, collective negotiating matters between the public body and its employees or their representatives, or deliberations concerning salary schedules for one or more classes of employees, and in accordance with Public Act 5 Illinois CS 120/2, paragraph C21, discussion of minutes of meetings lawfully closed under the Open Meetings Act, whether for purposes of approval by the body of the minutes or semi-annual review of the minutes as mandated by Section 2.06, and finally, in accordance with Public Act 5 Illinois CS 120/2 C9, student disciplinary cases.
I'll move. I'll second.
Okay.
Hune,
Aye.
Mack,
Aye?
Halverson,
Aye.
Weedman,
Aye.
and Braden.
Aye.
Okay, we don't anticipate any additional business coming out after the closed session, so we will adjourn directly from that session. But now, we eat cake. Thank you, everybody, for being here this evening.